everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I have a very, very special guest today for the show today. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're calling from?
Well, hi, Kimberly. I am Peggy Sealfon, and I am based in beautiful Southwest Florida in a place called Naples.
Okay. And I'm eager to learn about your past leading up into your present, what you do now.
All right. So my past was full of stress, anxiety, traumas. I used to ride motorcycles and I would crash and burn on my motorcycle just because I'd be so overwhelmed and stressed by life. So that led me to training with world masters in ancient wisdom teachings, as well as modern science and technology. So I've learned over the years skills that help people live their lives more healthfully and more balanced. I created a program called Mind Body Fitness for Life. And it really teaches people every day how to make better choices in their lives so they can be more active, be more fulfilled, be more on purpose, and really be able to connect to all that they are within themselves. And so I'm currently working, coaching with people, coaching individuals who need help. I present to groups. I'm a motivational speaker, as well as I've written books. So I make that available. My intention is to help as many people as possible improve their lives, because so many things are possible and people just need the tools. And that's what I help, is to give people some of the tools that will make their lives better. And so fast forward to more recently, I've gotten involved with a brand new breakthrough technology that basically changes the trajectory of aging. And so it activates a certain copper peptide in one's body that allows you to actually reactivate stem cell activity. And I can go into more detail on that because it's really fascinating and it's quite amazing what it does. And so again, it restores health in people who can't sleep or have no energy, or they have aches and pains, or they can't focus, or a million other things that it helps with, because stem cells are really the key to repairing our bodies as we go through life, as we age. So it's remarkable. And I'm just devoted to really reaching people in ways that they can access better approaches to living their everyday life and to being more fulfilled and having more fun in the process.
I have so many questions lined up. Number one, this ancient creation that you designed for health and well-being. Um, Tell me more about it. What is ancient? Did you study ancient therapies back in the day, thousands of years ago, and then recuperated it? Tell me what you did.
Well, that's a great question. Again, I was so needy and so stressed out and burned out that I was a seeker. So I was looking for ways that I could reconnect to a better place within myself and be able to survive better, because I was really killing myself. So I had the great fortune and, I think, divine intervention that I met a world-renowned yogi master who I began to study with. His name is Yogi Amrit Desai, or Sri Amritji. And over the years, I've not only trained with him, but I've written books with him. And he really gave me an understanding of the ancient wisdom teachings in a way that can be applied to modern times and be integrated in one's life effortlessly. And to really be able to show, or actually have people experience for themselves, how they really have everything they need within them. They just have to eliminate some of the extraneous noise that keeps them from seeing who they are, what their potential is, what does blow their hair back, what makes them feel good. And many people are so busy just with the everyday kinds of details that they're surviving with, that they fail to connect to their true essence. And when they do, you become more connected to an inner guidance, like an inner GPS system that bubbles up in the form of intuition. And then you can start trusting that intuition, and it guides you on paths to greater fulfillment and better well-being. So it's been an incredible journey for me and very exciting. I'm actually working on a new book with him right now. And so I meet with him every week, and it's so amazing to understand our biology, our psychology, our spirituality, and be able to implement it in a way today that can make a difference. So you're not rattled by everything that's happening, because we're living in a very stressful world with a lot of major occurrences that we're all challenged by. And so when you learn some of these methods, you can be in a state of what I call calm awareness, where you're aware of everything that's going on, but you don't have to be this nervous wreck of emotions, right? You harness that in and you calm it down, and you're able to do more with less effort. So it's really transformational.
How many weeks and how many methods do y'all do? Because I know you had to condense it down a notch, because there's so many of them.
So many of them. Well, one of my best-selling books is actually Escape from Anxiety, Supercharge Your Life with Powerful Strategies from A to Z. So in that book, I have over 100 different strategies, but delivered in little bite-sized pieces. So people can kind of thumb through that and just pull out one or two things to do and start practicing that. Because all of these tools are great in a toolbox, but they don't work unless you take them out of the toolbox and practice them. And so you have to find what resonates with you and what you'll be able to use on a consistent basis. And one of the best things I like is, meditation. But some people say, "Oh, I can't do that. My brain is too noisy and I can't quiet down and I don't have the time." But you could learn to meditate in just 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And if you started doing that, you would start streamlining what you're feeling frazzled by, and you would actually see beyond it. And you would begin to connect mind and body in a way that empowers you. And it really is miraculous in the way it feels as you do it. So if every day you just took 3 minutes, and I actually have a free audio that I offer at 3minutes-to-distress.com with the numeral 3. And if you downloaded that onto your smartphone and every day just did that once a day, first thing in the morning or the middle of the afternoon, you would just begin to rewire your brain to calm yourself down so you can see more, so you can do more, so you can activate more creativity. And it just changes you. And so it's a start. And again, if it was just an everyday practice, you would be amazed at the end of 3 months, 6 months, how your life would really change.
Tell me more about how the methods. How, like, you can tell me two more methods if you would like, because I know you can't give everything away. But tell me like 2 to 3 more methods that you use.
So I'll tell you a really quick one, which I really love a lot. And it's so simple, you're going to laugh at it. It's called breathing. Most people don't breathe deeply and fully. And that causes a lot of anxiety, especially when someone's anxious, they're taking little shallow breaths. Well, guess what? You actually release 75% of the body's toxins through the breathing. But if you're doing the shallow breathing, guess what? You're not releasing those toxins. So now they're accumulating and they're affecting you, and you're not performing as well. So if you just paused and did a big deep breath in and out, slow and steady, and just listen to your breathing for a minute, that would really help calm your nervous system and give you the ability to perform better. And even just, we found in the neurosciences, which I've also studied, just doing a break, like every 90 minutes, and doing just a big sigh, breathing in and just that actually can signal your nervous system to calm down. And again, it will give you the opportunity to perform better. So these are very simple techniques that you can do anytime, anywhere, even when you're stuck in the middle of traffic and you're late, just right? And do it a few times and you'll feel better. And by the time you get to your destination, you'll be able to function at the top of your game rather than being completely depleted because you were so worried and paralyzed during your drive in terms of how you were feeling. So just simple things that can make a huge difference. And one of the things I really love about breathing which is so important, is that it really brings you into the present moment. So too many people live in their past, or they worry about their future, and they're not seeing what's right here, right now. And they're not invested in right here, right now, which is where everything is, which is where you are. And breathing is only done in the present. You can't breathe in the past, and you can't breathe in the future. You can only breathe now. So that seems so simple, but it uses our biology, and it allows you to really regain, total control of yourself and your feelings in that moment.
Okay. Wow. And let's talk about your stem cell research. Now, I know this is a big thing. Now, I want you to tell me more about it, but I have a quick question for you. Have they ever thought about putting stem cells like in medicinal marijuana? You know how they put chemicals in there to help, with pain and everything, cancer patients. Stem cells, that could be a good thing. What do you think?
Well, I never really thought of putting that in something, because the way stem cells are available now, through some of the different sources, it can be very expensive, and you're not sure what the sources are. Sometimes they take it out of embryos, or that they have different sourcing that in some cases aren't so ethical. And so that's what's always kind of bothered me about some of the stem cell technology that's currently being used. It's injected into the body, and that's painful. It's very expensive. It can be, $3,000 to $50,000. And then in 3 months, let's say you have a bad knee, so you want to improve your knee, and you get a stem cell injection. In 3 or 4 months, you have to do it again. So I got introduced to a breakthrough technology that is absolutely remarkable. And it's inexpensive, especially compared to traditional stem cell activating technologies. And it's non-transdermal. So what that means is it actually is putting no chemicals into your body. It is not putting stem cells into your body. What it does is it's putting a signal into your body. You wear it on your skin. It's a small patch. And what that does is signal your body to formulate a certain copper peptide that actually activates your own regenerative cells. And as we age, the activity of our stem cells declines. And that's why we start developing aches and pains and different illnesses, because stem cells are needed to repair aspects of the body that stop functioning. And let's face it, we have a lot of toxic stuff that's being thrown at us in the environment, the air, the water, the food. So we need some resilience to that. And what's amazing about this technology is it begins to upregulate, just in the first 24 hours of wearing it, 3,000 to 5,000 genes in your body to a younger, healthier state. So that's pretty mind-blowing right there. And there's clinical trials. It's available all over the world. And it really is an incredible opportunity for people to get on the ground floor of this regenerative medicine trend in a way that's very accessible. So people are not only using it for themselves and their families, but I'm a board certified health coach. So of course I use it with my clients, and, I'm spreading the word as much as possible, because we are changing the trajectory of aging. And this company is growing leaps and bounds. So it's a ground floor opportunity to get involved with a global company that's doing amazing technologies and changing the trajectory of people's health. So I love it. I've had amazing results. I was telling you off air, I do these comprehensive blood tests every 6 months. And I trained in functional medicine with Dr. Mark Hyman, and he introduced this blood testing program, which I love, because it really gives you an understanding of what's going on in your body. And so I did it about a year and a half ago, and then I did it again just in January. And the difference from a year and a half ago to January was kind of amazing, and I'll be doing it again in a month. But what it showed was my biological age is going backwards. So I started out 18 months ago at 10 years younger. And in January, my 110 biomarkers showed that my biological age is 12 years younger. So I have more mental focus, I have more energy, I have more stamina, I sleep better. And I will tell you, 5 years ago, I would never have had the mental capacity to do what I'm doing today. I just the end of last year started a doctorate PhD program in natural medicine. I would not have done that. But now I feel I have the expansive capacity to do it. And I have the support of, this non-invasive technology that's really helping me, be healthier and function better. And I've helped so many people avoid surgeries, just upregulate their lifestyles. Because a lot of people get caught up in ageism. Oh, I'm just getting old. I can't do that anymore. Well, so we get into our minds that you're supposed to deteriorate as you get older. That is not true. Our bodies can go to 120, 150 years, but we need to give it the right support. And if we can do that, we change everything. And I'm just very excited to be part of this and to, be able to use it for myself, because the inventor who developed this, it's called photobiomodulation. He actually didn't invent photobiomodulation, but he invented this application of it, because the science has been around for probably 1,000 years, but it's never been applied in this way. And he was able to develop it at first using a US government contract to help the Navy SEALs have more energy without artificial supplements, without caffeine or drugs. And so that was how it first came about 20 years ago. And we're just celebrating our 20th anniversary actually this year. But the patch that actually helps activate that GHK-Cu copper peptide that helps create stem cells came out in 2019. So it's still fairly new, but it's taking off like wildfire because it's accessible, it's affordable, it's easy to do. You do it 12 hours a day, and then you take it off when you go to bed at night. And like I do as a health coach, I have a lot of different devices that I use to help people improve their health, or they have a bad elbow or something like that. And all of these devices require an hour, I'm sorry about that. An hour to run a program for them. And what I love about this is I'm doing it right now as I'm talking to you. It works as I go about my daily life. So it's amazing. Sorry about that interruption.
Okay. I have to know, what hurdles have y'all came over with this drug, and how much is this new drug? I mean, it's amazing the way it sounds.
So it's not a drug.
Sorry.
Like I said, it's just light. So if you go out in the sun and the sun touches your skin, there's a chemical biological reaction that actually helps your body create vitamin D. So that's how this works. This is just a signal that goes through your skin and signals your body like the sun might, and it activates without drugs. There's nothing going into your body, which makes it really accessible to so many people, because there's so many contraindications with drugs. And the one thing I have found working with a lot of different people is that if they are on medications and they start using this technology, they tend to ultimately have to reduce their amount of medication because their body starts working more optimally. Eyesight gets better, blood pressure goes down, the heart functions better. I mean, it's just all around amazing what the potential is, and that we have it today in our lifetime. So it costs maybe $3 a day.
That's
If
not
that's a wholesale price. And I usually open the door for most people to get involved at a wholesale level. So it's really accessible.
Wow, so much I want to ask you. Like, okay, the light, you said it was a light. It's a chemistry based, but it's not a drug, but it's some type of light that generates and seeps into your skin and causes a chain reaction for your body to kind of, it's like the fountain of youth a little bit for
It
your body.
is kind of, yeah. Well, and it's not a chemical, so it's just kind of nanocrystals that send a little signal, that are just reacting to your body and working with your body. So, some people want certain outcomes. I worked with a woman who plays a lot of tennis, and she had a really bad knee. So she really wanted it to work on her knee. And it didn't work on her knee because that wasn't what her body recognized was needed immediately. And what was needed immediately was her skin, because the skin is the biggest organ in the body. So for her, her friends were saying, what do you do? Are you doing like implants, or what's going on? Because your skin looks so much better and you look younger. And she was like, well, no, I'm not doing anything. I haven't changed anything except, and then she thought, oh my gosh, it's this technology. So it took about 8 weeks for her knee to improve, for the stem cells to basically go to that part. And now she plays tennis 7 days a week and has no problems, doesn't wear any kind of wraps. I mean, it's amazing.
Wow. And I mean, where do you see yourself going in the future with this technology?
Oof, you know what? It is infinite. It is endless. And there's so much potential, because the inventor he has over 100 patents and over 80 clinical trials, and he is constantly inventing. So the company, which started out in health and wellness, is now kind of transitioning to a technology company, because he has more things coming out in the next 10, 15 years that are really going to impact a change in people's lives. And he's the ultimate humanitarian, and he's recognizing what some of our human deficiencies are in terms of what's available to us, like our food sources, like our water sources. He has some amazing plans. And so I hope to stay with this company and continue to do my own work constantly, my mind, body, fitness for life, and coaching and speaking to groups. I mean, I love everything I'm doing, and it really fills me up. And so I don't intend to stop any of that. And hopefully in a few years, I'll actually be a doctor with my degree. But that was more to learn, because I think it's really important to keep growing and keep learning. And, even though I'm, in the last segment probably of my life, I feel, extremely youthful and intend to have a long trajectory ahead of me so that I can accomplish a lot and hopefully change a lot of people's lives for the better, because so many things are possible. And the one thing I want your listeners, viewers, to receive is an understanding that there's hope, that anything they're challenged by right now, they can change it. And so don't suffer. Don't just internalize, reach out, open up your thinking, be more aware of the potential that you have, because every one of us has so much more expansiveness than we really recognize. And we get limited by our own thoughts, by messages we got from our parents or teachers or friends. Oh, you're crazy. Why are you doing that? And we need to be our own advocates and choose what resonates for us to help us be the best we can possibly be, and make that our intention, and make that, be part of the adventure of life. I see life as a huge adventure. And yes, it's a journey. And yes, there are ups and downs, but even with the downs, and this is one of the things I teach in my Mind, Body, Fitness for Life programs, I always look for the silver lining in anything bad that happens. And there are always bad things that are happening, right? So in the middle of the pandemic, I broke my arm. I'd had a comminuted fracture that was really painful. I'd never had surgery in my life, and I needed surgery. And I was in agony. I know there was nerve damage, and I didn't have this technology then. And I was just in agony. And I just kept using my tools from my Escape from Anxiety book and just trying to manage through it. And I kept asking myself, what am I supposed to learn from this experience? And suddenly, as I started feeling better, I started downloading a story. And as I could type, I got to my computer every morning, and this story just came through me. I didn't feel like I wrote it, but it's now a novel, and I've won 3 National Book Awards, right? Thank you. But my point is, I was in agony. I was suffering. I was, oh my gosh, I'll never play tennis again. I'll never play golf again. This is the end of my happiness. And instead, I ended up with this beautiful novel that I'm so proud of and so grateful to have had that experience. So it's always important to ask, okay, what am I learning from this? How can I pivot? What else can I see here that I'm missing? Because I'm getting stuck in this thought pattern. I need to break out of that thought pattern and look at it differently. And once you change your perspective and your perceptions, you change your world.
Well said. You done said so much motivational things. So how can the people find you? And your drug and the drug. I mean, not the drug, but the chemical. I mean, not the chemical, but
the technology. I call it a technology, a life reaffirming technology in essence. So the website for that is liveyoungertoday.com. And that's the best place to go to learn more about that. And if people want to learn about more about my coaching programs and some of the other things that I do, they can go to mindbodyfitnessforlife.com. And I'm doing an intensive program in a couple of months. It's a 14-day, kickstart on really changing your life. So you can find that information there as well. It's a really intense 14 days, but it really helps kickstart major changes in your life.
Thank you so much. Stay on the line for just one more second. Thank you guys for watching my show. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys later.